In this tutorial, we're looking at step 3, add and place your artifacts. And this is where we're going to actually put our pictures on the wall. On the left-hand side, you'll have an artifacts area. You want to make sure that you're on the images tab. Now, I already have images loaded, but you probably won't. So in order to load your own, we're going to click on the Add Image button in the artifacts area. You have 3 methods by which you can add images. Flickr, which just allows you to search free images on the Flickr website, and these are free to use. The second is uploading a file from your own computer, and all I do is grab my file and drag it into this little box, and it uploads it. And the third method is by URL. I will say I've not had much luck with this feature. So if there's a picture that you find on the web and you're allowed to use it, you may download it and re-upload it. However, I would still give attribution. In other words, put in your description box over here where you got the picture so that you are giving attribution to the originator of that work, unless clearly the work is in public domain. So I'm going to switch back to File, and I'm going to drag and drop that picture one more time. Now on the right-hand side of this, I have a little form. Now I have to give this a title. And in my description box, I'm going to put what you normally would see on the placards next to a work of art in a gallery. However, depending upon how your instructor is using this application, your instructor will tell you what to place in this descriptions area. After I've added my description, I'm going to come down to the bottom right-hand corner and click on the Save button. This will now upload this image and add it to my artifacts area. So let's begin placing our images. I'm going to click on this picture, and I'm just going to single click it, and you can see here how it changes my mouse to be the picture. I'll move it to where I'd like it to be, and then I'm going to click on it to place it. Now you'll notice we have some new navigation here at the top of the window. We're going to first look at the Move navigation. The Move navigation allows me to move my picture up and down, back and forth. And so I'm going to choose this red arrow to move it left and right, the green arrow to move it up and down. You might want to stay clear of the blue arrow because the blue arrow moves it into the space and out of the space. So as you can see, it's fairly easy to place my image on the outside of my building. So probably don't use the blue arrow, just stick with the red and the green. The next thing this allows me to do is scale. Now when I click scale, my arrows change into boxes, and I can use these boxes to make my picture larger or smaller. Now it's easier to see when I'm standing in front of it. I'll select the image again and click scale, and now I can make it bigger, smaller. All right, make it a little bit smaller so I can just change between my move and scale and move this around wherever I want it to be. Now the next menu you have is select a frame for your image, and you can just click on these to literally select a frame. You don't have to use a frame, but if you want to, this is how you do it. So I'm going to continue by placing the rest of my pictures into my gallery. And there we have it. All of my images are placed where I want them to be. Under artifacts, we've been using images, but you'll also notice that you can use videos or 3D objects. But what we want to look at next is text. And this text can be used to sort of introduce your gallery or give a little narrative whenever your patron walks in. So I'm going to use my navigation to come over here. And on this wall here, I want to place my narrative. So just like I did with my images, on the left-hand side under Artifacts, I'm going to click the Text tab and click Add Text. I'm going to give it a title. In this case, I don't need a description because everything I'm typing is going to be over on the left-hand side under Text. Now I will tell you that there is no text wrapping feature in here, so you do have to put hard carriage returns or hit the return key to format your text. The only other formatting you have available to you is color and alignment. So I'm just going to type in my text. Once you've finished writing all of your text, you can change the color. I'm going to leave mine dark gray, but you can change it to any color that you want. And I'm going to set my alignment to center. Now these are the only formatting options you have. So again, no text wrap, no bold, etc. When I'm finished, I'm going to choose Save. And now you can see on the left-hand side what I just typed shows up. So just like I did with my images, I'm going to click on it, move my mouse over, and click on the wall. Now I've made it a little bit big, so I'm going to use the scale tool, just like I did earlier, and scale it down. Now I'll use my move tool to move it to the center of the wall. Perfect. Now I have my text. So using these two features, text and images, are how you can build your gallery. In the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to plan a tour.